Hello. I just recently completed another video this morning, a little while ago. Um okay, I went into this venture where I was gonna do 40 verses within an hour, and I failed four four times in a row because I made part one. Part one, my buddy calls me up when I'm in a live video, and um I said, "Hey, you're on live. Don't talk about anything personal. But you want to start a video?" No, no, you don't. And then I didn't want to just hang up on him just because I'm making a stupid video. So I did a little more of the material, and I said, "Hey," I hung up with my buddy, and I had to go back to him. And then part two, I was doing pretty good, and I was getting through the material, and all of a sudden this guy comes on my chat on the side and says, I'm a Christian and you're hurting my feelings and you're not being so sympathetic toward because you hurt my feelings because I'm a Christian. And I want to tell you about it. I'm going to tell you about it in 25 comments, which are basically questions to me. Questions to me. Why are you an atheist? Why you do this? And why are you an atheist? And why you do that? And so a lot of times I'll keep someone on and debate them, but if you're going to come up with 25 to 30 comments of gibberish, I blocked them because it totally fucked up my video because I had all this stuff up in my head and all these dozens of verses up in my head. And then the first video, someone calls me, and then I get someone Facebook message me, and then someone Christian trolling on my page. It's right there. And then it all got fucked up. So the first two parts were trashed. Part three went very good, but I got very tired. I only lasted 35 minutes. But instead of part four in 62 minutes, covered most of the material, but I was still stuck in the same damn material as the first three parts. So I'm scrapping that series. Till one day I might want to make a part five somewhere down the road. The part five will be easy because I already know what's in part five. But it may involve another dozen verses or so. I say the series that I embarked into had at least 40 verses, and I might have did 30 tops. So there's another video format in the future about that. Will be a part five. Right now, what I entitled this video is, "What if you're really, really wrong, Mo? What if all this atheism thing is a wrong thing? What if I've been mistaken? I've been mistaken about things I didn't think it was really for real. That my Christian lady friend's gonna convince me to say, you want to admit an atheist? You want an atheist to admit that I am wrong and you are right? Duh. Why do you think I became an atheist? I know you're in the wrong. As a Christian believer, you are in the wrong. I, as an atheist, I am sure I'm in the right. Let's examine your Bible God character. starting with one verse. And what do you think it is? Deuteronomy 7:1 can open a big can of worms about how your Bible God was a complete failure 7 times over. Do you know what the video material is? It's based on 1 or 2 verses. Let's find out. I, being an atheist and an anti-theist, that I do not endorse this book or advocate the use of the words of this book. I'm an atheist. I use this book as a weapon against itself. It's all evil. It's all lies. I'm capital N-O-T. I'm not a pastor. I'm an activist against this evil, despicable book. Activist against this evil, despicable book. That's what gets me banned from Facebook. So I'm on YouTube Live instead. The video material now and the new subject matter now is Deuteronomy 7 verse 1. Our God is an awesome God. No, he's not. When the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and cast out many nations before thee. Many nations before thee. He's going to count each one. It's going to be 7 names. I might not pronounce them all right, but let's go. The Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the 7 nations that are greater and mightier than thou. When the Lord shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it. You're going to go into a land and you're going to possess it. That means you defeated the enemies of the lands. But no, you didn't. He's just making a false promise here. But when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee. When he shall bring you into the land to possess it, that means that it didn't fucking happen, did it? You got to defeat 7 nations in order to get this land. He promised to get rid of these 7 nations greater than you. And verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them, and shall make no covenant with them, neither shall no mercy upon them. Verse 1 was a false promise. I'll get to that. Verse 2 says, and the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee. Thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show no mercy to them. Which will become a make-believe pretend story because he didn't kill any of these people. Which could be done with more contradictions. What do you think they are? I'm going to allow you the power to kill 7 nations off from the land that you want. And you'll go into the land and you'll possess it, which means that you'd have to kill everyone in there. That's 7 different tribes, 7 different nations. And then he's kind of, let's pretend magic story about how I'm going to smite everyone with the edge of the sword and kill them all, destroy them all, and I won't have mercy upon them. In verse 2 of Deuteronomy 7. What makes that a make-believe pretend story? That it really didn't happen. Because the first verse he says, I'm going to let you kill 7 Damn. Whatever. There's nothing important on this. Just notifications about how I'm doing this video and how I'm doing Twitter shit and I'm doing all that other MeWe shit and all kinds of shit going on my phone. If anything, this is my fucking God right here. Disrupt is to possess it. And it's cast out many nations before thee. The Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. The 7 nations that are greater and mightier than they. But didn't he promise that you're going to smite them all and you're going to go into that land, possess it? It's going to be all yours. And then we got to make believe, pretend story about how we're going to kill everyone in the next verse. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show no mercy upon them. 7:2 of Deuteronomy. I'm dragging this video on because I didn't even get to the contradictions. I'm still shouting out 2 verses over and over again. But what are you going to get out of the story? And then your God is so powerful that he's going to kill all these 7 tribes and 7 nations. And you're going to go in and you're going to possess that land, which turns out to be bullshit if you read through the rest of the book. And then, he's got this let's pretend, make-believe story about how he's going to smite everyone to the edge of the sword, kill everyone, and he's showing no mercy by it. Guess what happened in Joshua? I got a totally different fucking story in Joshua 15, verse 63. And the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah, could not drive them out. Children of Judah could not drive out these Jebusites. When the Lord promises to let you cast out the 7 nations out of this land, what's the major big one fuck up? Joshua 15, verse 63. As the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah, could not drive them out, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Jerusalem and Judah to this day. Guess what happened? They still stayed there in your town all along. Even after this Joshua 15:63, even after the Bible writings, they said, they're still here to this day. I promised to drive out those 7 nations. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make you kill all those 7 tribes, 7 nations there. I'm going to do it. But I didn't do it in 1563 of Joshua. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah could not drive them out. But the Jebusites dwell with the children of Judah and of Jerusalem to this day. To this day, it must have been the time when he stopped writing in the book. I'm done writing for my life. I'm in fucking croak. But before I die, I'll tell you, these people are still here in my town to this day. Can you imagine someone writing in this book saying, I'm this and that, and this and that, and this and that, and the other thing? And all of a sudden, I'm going to croak. I'm going to die. But I wanted to say that, hey, those people are still hanging around in my town. But I promised to have you kill, slaughter, and remove these 7 tribes and these 7 nations. in 7:1 of Deuteronomy. Guess what? It turned out to be number one big failure. Number one is 1563 of Joshua. Big major fail. 1610 coming up. And they drove not out the Canaanites. We couldn't do it. We did not drive them out, the Canaanites. 1610 of Joshua. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day. Can you imagine if I'm writing this book? Remember that story about how he said he's going to let you kill these 7 tribes, these 7 nations? And I just wrote down failure number fucking 2. 1610 of Joshua. And as I'm writing this, I'm saying they couldn't drive them out of the town. They're still here to this day. 1610. I croaked. Now someone else is resurrected to say 1610. And they drave not out the Canaanites that dwelt in Gezer, but the Canaanites dwell among the Ephraimites unto this day. They still dwell here in the town. I couldn't even get into the town. He promised to kill 7 tribes, 7 nations over here. And then we got failure number 1, fuck up. Failure number 2, fuck up. Why don't we just go to failure number 3? Fuck up. What do you think that is? 1712 of Joshua. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities. Those people are still lingering around. Guess what? I report. Hey, God up there. I report. Your plan isn't working. We're on fuck up number 3 right now, God. And you're not doing shit for us. I promised in Deuteronomy 7:1 that I promised you could kill them all. Wipe them out. Take over their towns. I'm going to give you your land. All these 7 nations that are greater than you, I'm going to give you their land, which means you'd have to kill them all and clean them off the map in order to do so. But we just read fuck up number 3. What was fuck up number 3? (1712) of Joshua. Yet the children of Manasseh could not drive out the inhabitants of those cities, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. They never left. They're still there. I promise I drive you out. Help you drive them out, but they're still there. Nothing happened. Deuteronomy 7:1. I promise to help you kill off these 7 tribes, those 7 nations that are in your land. You can go in the land and possess it. It's going to be your land. I promise they're all going to be gone, and it's going to be your land. Deuteronomy 7:1. What happened? We had fuck up number 1, fuck up number 2, and fuck up number 3. And what's going to be fuck up number 4? Joshua 17, verse 13. Yet it came to pass when the children of Israel were waxen strong. Does that mean that they're wiped out? They're depleted of strength. It came to pass. Hey, it's happening now. Children of Israel were waxen strong, that they put the Canaanites to tribute. Hey, To tribute, what does that mean? I agree with you guys. I don't want to fight. Go ahead, stay in my lane. To tribute, what? That's all approval. That hey, I didn't even fight you. I put you to tribute. What does that mean? But I did not utterly drive them out. What does it say 7-2? 7-2 promises that you're going to kill them all, slay them all by the sword, and take their land away, and do all kinds of shit that he said in Deuteronomy 7-2, and make believe fantasy genocide story where you kill everybody and you're going to win. But you didn't win so far. Aren't we on fuck up number 4? Joshua 17, verse 13. Yet it came to pass when the children of Israel were waxing strong that they put the Canaanites to the tribute. It's okay. And they did not utterly drive them out. Hey, a lot of you are still in the town. God's magic didn't work on killing everybody. Intermission break. Whoa, I'm fucking tired. I've been making hours of videos, so I'm very tired. So maybe a 3-minute intermission break. Damn it. Let me acknowledge that I'm not really stealing someone's music, but I'm stealing someone's I got a friend who's got an atheist broadcast, and I just love his music. I'm just gonna fucking play it anyways. Chris Mallard of the Daily Atheist has great fucking music. There we go. My intermission. I'm sure if Chris is viewing, he doesn't mind. And whoever the soundtrack is, I don't even know who it is. Maybe they won't mind. Oh, intermission. Is he gonna go anymore? Yeah, there's more music. Good. I might be able to skip over more of make it a short intermission time. But he has a great music choice, don't you think so? And calm and soothing. Yeah, and then you have to view me who's going through anger fits going totally fucking Incredible Hulk. Like, the book makes me angry. Let me tell you about the book makes me angry. Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk. You turn off green and bust down my clothes right now. And be a super pissed off, hulky, muscular guy who's gonna fucking tear apart a Bible. Okay, enough of that. The guy stole the intro music. His name is Chris Mallard. He does the Daily Atheist. show like 6 times a week. Well, 5 days of a daily atheist show, and then Saturday morning for just sci-fi lovers. I suggest type in THEDAIALY atheists on YouTube. So Deuteronomy 7:1 and 7:2 was the subject matter, and still is, because I'm still on. Deuteronomy 7 verse 1 and 2. When the Lord thy God bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and you have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, Girgashites, Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the 7 nations that are greater than you, I promise you that they're all going to be cast out. You're going to the land to possess it. What happens in the very next verse? Verse 2, like a make-believe magic story that doesn't happen. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy upon them. But I went through at least 4 major fuck-ups. If you refer earlier in the video, 1563 of Joshua, 1610 of Joshua, 1712 of Joshua, 1713 of Joshua, I read. But you know that when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and hath cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Jebusites, and this and that. And I probably didn't pronounce anything right. The 7 nations that are greater than you, I promise that you shall deliver before you shall, Lord, deliver them before us. Then we're going to smite and kill them all. Which turns out to be a make-believe, fake genocide story. Because then you would go to Judges 1:19. Judges 1 verse 19. My God could do everything and anything, huh? Almighty, all-powerful, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to drive out the 7 nations on the land, and it's going to be yours. I'll tell you. Judges 1 verse 19. And the Lord was with Judah, and he could not. Wait, let me stop, slow down, because I was speaking error. And the Lord was with Judah, and he drove out the inhabitants of the mountain. But he could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, because they had iron chariots. I drove out those people in the mountains, but those people in the valley, ooh, iron chariots. Iron chariots are a hex. Oh, iron chariots, no. Judges 1 verse 20. And he gave Hebron unto Caleb, and Moses said, and he expelled thence the 3 sons of Anak. He expelled 3 sons of Anak. Judges 1:21. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites. The children of Benjamin did capital N-O-T. They did not drive them out of the land. That means they didn't kill them all either, like it said before. He says, I will let you, I'm going to give you the power to drive out these 7 nations out of this land. And where are we now? We're in fuck up 1, 1563. Fuck up 2, 1610. Fuck up 3, 1712. Fuck up 4, 1713. 5, 119. 6, 120. 120. 7th fuck up right now. And I promise to kick these people out, the 7 tribes and the 7 nations greater than you, and I'm going to have you cleanse them out and completely purify them. In order to get rid of them all, you'd have to kill them all. And he promised that in 7:2 of Deuteronomy. 7:1, he promised to get rid of the 7 tribes, the 7 nations. And they are mightier and greater than you, but I promised to do it. Meanwhile, I fucked up 7 times already by Mo, video by Mo. Deuteronomy 7:1 says, I'm going to drive out these 7 bastard bitch nations that you don't like. And I'm going to give you this land. You're going to drive out 7 tribes that make up 7 nations, and all by the mighty power of God, who continually fucked up, like Judges 15:63, Judges 16:10, Judges 17:12. Joshua, pardon me, I'm making errors. I made fucking errors because I said Judges. It's Joshua 15:63, 16:10, 17:12, 17:13. The Judges is 119, 120, and 121. Damn. I'm really tired, people. I'm not making an error-free video. But I'm sure getting to the point where he couldn't do anything about these 7 tribes and 7 nations. I promise that I'm gonna drive out these 7 nations, 7 tribes, 7 nations. Drive them out of the land. You go in there and possess it. You even have a make-believe genocide story where you're gonna kill them all. There's gonna be bloodshed, and you're not gonna have any mercy. Ha ha ha. But no. Judges chapter 1, verse 27. Neither did Manasseh drive out the inhabitants of Bethshan and her towns, nor Tanakh and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Ibleam and her towns, nor the inhabitants. I failed like 7 fucking times over to promise to kick out these 7 tribes. And Memes by Mo, video by Mo, came up with 7 steps how you really, really fucked up on this. I could not drive them out. I could not drive them out. And I could not drive them out. And we didn't get to kill them all. And we didn't get to kill them all. And we didn't get to kill them all. So, he promised to kick out these 7 bastard asshole nations that you don't like. 7:1 of Deuteronomy. I promised it. that you're going to kick these 7 tribes, these 7 nations out. And then the next verse, you even kill them all. And then you didn't do it. You did not do it. Joshua 15:63, 16:10, Joshua 17:12, Joshua 17:13, Judges 1:19, Judges 1:20, Judges 1:21, Judges 1:27. He did not do it multiple times. I think I went through a series of like 7 fuck ups on 7 promises, and he fucked up 7 times over. He's supposed to be all powerful and all perfect, right? Oh, but Mo, you're so wrong about being an atheist. I still say you're wrong. You're like a cherry picker and gonna be cherry picking all the bad stuff you want to make it look bad. After another little short intermission, I'm going to end the video with an outro about that. The outro's going to come up. Atheist Mo is such a bad Old Testament cherry picker, and he only wants to pick out the bad stuff in the Bible. As an outro, we'll go to you only want to pick out the bad stuff. There's some bad stuff, and that's all you want to pick out, Mo. I'm being slow because I still say I'm tired. Mo only wants to pick out the bad stuff. Psalm 12, verse 6. The words of the Lord are pure words, as silver refined in the furnace of earth, purified 7 times. The words of the Lord are pure words. Psalm 18, verse 30. As for God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He's a buckler for all who trust in him. Psalm 19, verse 7 says, the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of the Lord is sure, making the wise simple. What makes that a line of bullshit? We'll get to that. Psalm 119, 140. The word is very pure, therefore thy servants love it. That word is very pure. Like you fucked up 7 times in the subject matter of the earlier part of the video. Throughout the video, actually. Deuteronomy 7:1 says, I'm going to drive out those 7 nations, 7 tribes. And the verse after 7:2 says, I'm going to have you kill them all. And then there's 7 different occasions that I went through where you failed and fucked up. Psalm 119, verses 151 and 152. Thou art near, Lord, and thy commandments are truth. Concerning thy testimonies I have known of old. Thou hast founded them forever. Verse 160 or 119. I'm going to end it. Thy word is true from beginning to end. So that means that there's 7 different times that you got fucked up about his 7-1 and 7-2 promise of Deuteronomy 7. Dump your religion.